it's all over his body. So when I turn him around this way, you'll see little bits of hair.
I can see like powdery.
Yeah, and see this hair's coming out with chunks of skin. Hi everyone, I'm Lynn from Cavy Central Guinea Pig Rescue. So, what is his name?
Linus.
Linus. What a great name. Did you think of that? Yeah?
I thought of both.
Okay. Alright, well with these two piggies have come in. They've been buddies for 9 months. Is that right? Were they babies when you got them at 9 months?
3 months old?
3 months. So
Been
they're
together
just
6 months.
great. So they're just on 9 months of age now, which means that they're smack bang in the middle of the hormonal window that we get with males. They're 2 males. And something happened, an altercation suspected, and resulted in a wound around this area. Went to the vet, had antibiotics, wound is healed, and the guinea pigs were separated. So at this stage now they're living separately, but more little wounds and lesions have appeared. So they've come to see me today and we're going to work out what's going on. So let's just check over what we can see. Work this out for you. Okay, so they definitely, I know, you definitely have mites and fungal, definitely, no question. There's actually lots of lesions on him, so he's got lots, which is, when we look here, this is an old one that's healed.
Yeah.
So this is like the scab has come off.
Yeah.
And here as well, that's still healing. You can see there, still healing.
Yeah.
But see this white scaliness? That's what we call fungal.
Yeah.
And yeah, their ears are full of fungal. So when we look in here, notice how their ears are really crusty. See that white, powdery, flaky?
Yes.
That's fungal. And it's all over his body. So when I turn him around this way, you'll see little bits of hair.
Yeah, I can see like powdery.
Yeah, and see this hair's coming out with chunks of skin attached. So this is, that's it, sit down. All right, little guy. I know, it's all right. I'm just going to make him sit there for a minute. But you'll notice through here, he's got more lesions. If I look in here, see?
Yes.
In there, down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to give them both, because both will have this. There's some pretty severe sort of bites in through here. That's it. There's some pretty severe bites, which is basically where mites that are microscopic are annoying them. They want to itch and scratch at their skin, but because they're walking on plant-based material which is breaking down, that carries natural fungal spores. So they naturally step on that, then scratch their skin, so fungal transfers to these open wet wounds where they're scratching so bad it cuts their skin.
When they're on the grass?
Yeah, in any plant-based material. So their hay is plant-based, even though it's dry.
Yeah.
So when they urinate on it, it becomes wet and damp, and fungal spores that are in it actually start within 24 to 48 hours, have a massive growth spurt. So that's how the fungal and mites correlate. So we always treat for both. So did the vet give them an injection, an ivermectin injection? No. Okay, so
Didn't have them.
right. Ivermectin is what is needed, or Revolution. Now you've done the Revolution. When did you do that? Do you know how
What's
many
today?
days? Today's
So
Sunday.
Friday.
Friday. Okay. And where did you put it on him?
No, it was Saturday morning. Dad had to buy it because I didn't have the one I needed. Saturday morning.
Saturday. So where did you put it on him and how?
Just here.
So you dipped it in through here. Okay.
It was in a little tube.
Yes.
I separated the hair.
Yeah.
And put it half.
directly onto the skin.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to try and avoid washing this patch because we still want it to be absorbed. So, but I'm also going to treat him with ivermectin. So I'm going to double up, which is perfectly fine, but will actually aid and help him a whole lot more. The reason I've got these on is because some guinea pigs have running lice and parasites that we can see. He hasn't got those. So what he has is mites, which are microscopic, and everything here tells me exactly what's going on. Okay, so why don't we have a look at number 2, and we're going to pop this guy down, and then we'll actually bath and treat them after. If we have a look at his little tummy as well, I might just see what's going on down here. Check his little boy bits out. There's nothing there, which is good.
There, look. What's that?
Now this is his little booby,
Okay.
little boy bit. They have 2. All guinea pigs have 2. Although we get some with 3 and 4, which is.
And is this a very
Normally.
common problem?
Mites? Yes. Yeah, very. And it's very common that vets don't know how to treat this. Or they'll say, just give them some, we'll give you an Ivermectin injection, which needs to be repeated 7 days later. But they don't tell you anything about the treatment and management of the wounds or the washing and the bathing for the fungal.
Yeah.
So we end up with guinea pigs covered in fungal
Yeah.
as a result. And people get really frustrated because the whole thing is not being treated.
Yeah.
So we deal with this all the time. So yeah, very treatable. And for the moment, we'll keep them apart from each other just at the moment. When we bath them, we might have a look at their interactions, which will give me more of an insight of their behaviour. But when a guinea pig does have mites, they pretty much don't want to be near it. So even if it's their best buddy, their only friend, they've been together from life, if one of them is scratching and itching, they literally say, stay away from me. And that can cause issues like this.
Okay.
So it may not be that they've got a problem, it may be more that the mites have actually been the cause. Okay?
And you know, for being a Demi's pets, it's hard because then she prefers the other one. Yeah. So what is it, mate? Do you have to handle them a lot more to get that connection?
Well, the first thing is he's not trying to race off on me, which is good.
You can just see fear in his eyes.
Yeah.
You know, he's.
Yeah. The second thing is that guinea pigs have 2 sides that we need to look at. The first is if a guinea pig has been, for example, free ranging, running around, not being handled, we call that really almost feral. You know, it's unhandled, it's a frightened animal, it's behaving on its prey instincts.
Yeah.
So there's that sort of animal that we see.
That's what he's like.
Well, the other sort is one that has learnt that if they do a certain thing like run around in circles and act really crazy, you'll pick the other one up.
Oh, yeah.
It's a behaviour. So they see you coming and it's like, they literally throw their behaviour on so that they're saying, pick the other one, not me.
Yeah.
Because their natural instinct is not to be held by us.
Yes.
So you can see he's sitting here really calm. And yes, I know what I'm doing in terms of handling and holding them. But this is not a wild, crazy guinea pig.
You don't think so?
No, definitely not.
Okay.
No, everything tells me not.
So you think he can get better with more handling? Yeah,
Absolutely, yeah. You can see him. Now see him back away. That's because you launched at him then. You came right to his face and he went, hang on, frightened. He backed away. He's a prey animal. So I'd like you to stay where you are. Put your hand out. Put your hand out all the way out, not your body, not under his mouth. You're going to pat him up here. Because his mouth is his defense mechanism. If you're going to make friends to a guinea pig, you let them know you're here. You pat them on top. Okay? So first thing is you say, hi. That's it. That's all. And then you take your hand back. But you don't lunge at him with your face because if he's been used to dodging interaction by that behaviour, you're going to encourage it. So you've got to change your behaviour to get different. Does that make sense? Yeah. So by putting your hand out, you can stroke him. Want to try that? He's really super cute. You're cute. And actually the ones that are like this tend to be the more dominant of the two, and tend to be really the interactive guinea pig. They tend to be the one that will weak for the food, the one that will come out of the hutch when there's new things coming. They tend to be the braver of the two. So that's just a general observation. But yeah, he's really, really sweet. Very sweet boy. So yeah, so in that sense, yeah, he's got a few problems. I can feel them on him. So he's got the same thing. He's got mites. And again, behind his ear here, you'll see a lesion that's there. So there's an open wound there. There's some down here. See here?
Now those
Yes.
open wounds,
He's
do
creating them
they
himself.
do they cause that themselves?
Yes, from scratching. So
Oh,
the scratching
okay.
is so annoying with the
Yes,
mites.
yes,
He's scratching
yes.
with his rear legs, and
Yeah.
he's making those cuts. And you'll hear him scream when they break through to their flesh. They scream because it's painful, very very painful, and they're literally infested. So we need to sort that out. So
He's just there, wondering what's going on. Where is he?
they're also herd animals, so they love, company. If they've
That was my next question. Should we just have one?
Well, they're in countries like Switzerland, it's actually illegal to keep them on their own because they recognise that as a herd animal they need their own kind around. Or what happens is their sense of being a prey animal is heightened, so they get more frightened.
Yeah.
You don't want
yeah.
that. You want them to be interactive with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, alright. Little dude, he's not as bad. He's got a little bit of redness there, which will take care of all of that. We're going to give them a bath. But yeah, these wounds, they're going to feel so much better once we bath them and treat them. So we'll get that underway now.
Are we gonna bath him right now?
We're going to bath them right now. Have you done that before?
No.
Okay. So, darling, move right back. Yep. Because you need to be away from him when he's getting a bath. Yeah, we just can't do that.
No, that's fair enough.
And the other thing is it takes too much time away from what we do because we have appointments right through till 5:30, and then we've got international and state calls that we do.
Wow.
So we are really, really flat chat today with helping people all over the place.
That's amazing.
Honey, the next
So
one
good
is,
of you to do that.
can I get some
Look, it's a
chickens?
way of helping. It's what we do, but we really do make a difference to these little ones' lives.
And what is the advantage of desexing them?
Yeah, desexing doesn't change behaviours, learnt behaviours. So if a guinea pig, has learnt not to like another guinea pig, that's not going to, desexing it's not going to change that.
No.
But if a guinea pig is very young and desexed, its hormonal levels are not developed, and it tends to have a bit of a pattern disrupt into the hormone development for that animal. It doesn't change its behaviour at that point. But because the hormones are a little bit lower at that time, once that happens, we find that it benefits them. So yeah, you can't change learnt behaviours, and that's where people think, oh, if I get him to sex and he's 2 years of age, well, he's had 2 years of living, and learnt how to be dominant and
Yeah.
whereas if we've got another piggy, I'm just going to pop him down. Do you want to grab your other boy? Where's he at? I'll get him out if he's the chopper. It's a product called Meliseb, and it's an antifungal, but we use it for lots of things. I'll show you how we fix their ears in a minute. These boys will get so much relief from this. They're lovely boys. They're really friendly. They are. This guy's friendly. He's just got typical behavioural issues. He knows if he plays up, he'll pick the other one up. And given he's got sore patches on him, this is why he's really sweet. Guinea pigs that aren't, they're flying out of the water by now. So this is not the case. I think you can get these really happy again.
Okay.
I do. I feel very optimistic about that, but we'll see them together shortly. They do need some time apart till they've healed, but I'm going to look at some body language things with them before they go.
I tried to. No, he's got to dry now. He's got to dry.
He's just, we're working with them. I'm going to pick both of them up as well. We do.
What I did notice, just doing a bit of research on them, and I thought I'll try and put them back together because I kept them upstairs, downstairs, so they could still smell each other.
Yes.
I thought that was important.
Yep.
And then I thought I'll just try and let them, be together a little bit.
Yeah.
And watching their behaviours, they started that teeth chattering.
Yep.
That.
If they're chattering, that's a warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought,
And that's
then
like
they started doing the
Well, rumbling's okay.
Not rumbling, but like one would run that way, one would run that way, and it was like a standoff.
Right.
So I thought, no, I'm going to get them out.
Yeah.
I'll get them out.
You, a lot of people get them out too soon.
Mm-hmm.
And these boys have got issues right now, so it's not the right time to put them back together.
Okay.
We need to get on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's too early to make that judgment call
Yeah.
for them. This is also just Meliseb in water, and his ears are not too bad, but his buddies are terrible. So I'm just, because this is a great place that fungal tends to hide.
So do you think that it's taken 6 months for this to happen to them, or this has happened in the last few
Probably
months?
over the winter. Yeah,
Okay.
the last few months of winter,
Yeah.
really. When there's been a bit more rain in those odd showers, and that's what's happened.
Can I buy those boxes anywhere?
Yeah, just here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they're made here. My husband's a cabinet maker.
Okay. Fantastic.
So they are available only here. So, alright, put you back down. Guys are super friendly.
And those type of cages, are they available online, or where did
we've
you?
got a second-hand one here, which is virtually brand new actually. It's just around behind the vehicle. If you have a look, it's sitting on top. It's a dark blue base where Justin's working. It's a dark blue base with a metal top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one there. So, show this look this
But
here.
that's not. Can they get on the grass with that? No.
Yeah, you lift the top off. Yeah, that's a foldable top out. So I'll show you too in a minute. When you get it down. So it folds. This could need to sort out to be guy.
Yeah. One day, there when I was, giving him antibiotics twice a day.
Yep.
And one day I was getting him out and he was crying so much. I was like, oh God. Do you know what I mean? Like really,
Their skin's on fire.
he was like, every time I went to, and he's normally really good, every time I went to pick him up, he was like crying. Oh, it's breaking my heart.
Yeah, when we're dealing with really sick animals, it's not good. We've got quite a few sick ones coming today. We need help with different things.
But it's funny because they tolerate our little dogs now, because we've got two very old dogs, but they're still, they would harm them if they could.
Yes.
It's a natural instinct.
Yeah.
But they've learned to tolerate them around the cage and stuff now. It's really good.
Yeah.
They'll come out and
That's
eat.
good.
Yeah. And the dogs don't go for them anymore.
Good.
So
they've learnt their space is a confined area.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good.
Oh, poor baby.
That's what he's like. Yeah, it's sore in there. Damn it. We'll whip this out for you. For you.